Brothers, sisters, we are experiencing a very biblical time on the planet right now. It is a very revelational time, and there has never been more reason, there's never been so imperative to raise your frequency and your consciousness, purify yourself, and connect to God and Christ within. Now, the number one thing you can do to remove your attachment to the lower frequency reality and to rise to the higher timeline is to stop consuming animal flesh, because animal flesh contains blood, and blood is very powerful and very binding. And when we take the blood of an animal into ourself, or the blood of anything, we tie ourselves to the fate of that creature. We take in the programming and the energy and everything. So when we decide not to eat animals anymore, we free our spirit and we remove the mark from ourselves. We are no longer marked the same as the animal or the beast, however you want to call it. It is the number one thing we can do to free ourselves from a lower timeline reality. When you give up meat, you just naturally rise. You start to evolve into a higher version of yourself. You will also lose weight, feel lighter, have more clarity. There are so many benefits. So I implore you, it is the number one thing that you can do to avert the lower timelines and shift to the higher timelines. Now believe me, I have the sight where I see these timelines, I see the potentials, and believe me, you do not want to experience the lower timelines. It is time to shift, so if all you have to do is sacrifice meat and eat some alternatives, that is a very, very small price to pay. Now another thing you can do also to shift to the higher timelines and also protect yourself from the plans of the dark is to stop watching negative social media, because they are infecting people in more covert ways than you can ever imagine through social media. It is so important to protect yourself from that. Do not watch it on your phone especially, because that's the technology that they are using. So please do not watch it, because I've seen these things, and we must be very, very careful of what we are absorbing. So yes, what we are taking into our body, that's very important. We are what we absorb. So no negative social media, no meat from animals, and that is just the most important thing you can do. I also recommend just purifying yourself, clearing away addictions. This is not a time to be addicted to anything, because that is a tool that the dark will use against you to weaken your will. So anything that you can give up which is addictive, it's going to give you that extra spiritual power. Whenever you sacrifice an addiction for your spirit, you gain so much strength. So it's just very, very important. And another thing which I see, which is obviously, it keeps people in the lower timelines, and it would sort of subject them to being marked in some way, is speaking ill about your brothers and sisters, doing bad against other people. That is actually classed as revenge. And revenge is the lowest sin. It is the sin of the underworld, and it's what I have been shown by the Holy Father, which would cause people to go to that lower timeline and then have the reality take revenge on them. And it really is as simple as speaking negative about someone, accusing someone about something. Doesn't really matter whether they did it or they didn't do it. Don't speak with hate about other people at all. Let your words be a blessing to yourself and to others. Bless people, because blessings are the tool of the light, whereas curses are a tool of the dark. So That is just so important. These are 3 ways which we can shift to the higher timeline if we really truly desire to. So it's just free yourself from negative things which you are absorbing. So, drugs, alcohol, meat, and then, negative social media. Do not speak ill of anybody. It's very, very important now that we raise our frequency. Okay, well, this is my message for today. Thank you so much.